the Spirit of Tassie look? It's a bit of a different background for a presser.
The new and improved, Spirit of Tassie. Yeah, the boys are down here today to do a photo shoot for the Spirit, and it's great to have all you along as well in your high vis. We better get a shot of that too at some point.
Good to be back for the start of pre-season as well.
Yeah, it is. I've been excited about starting this pre-season. I think given how well we've gone the last 2 years, we think there's improvement in us all still, and we want to get to that last Saturday in September this year to play in the grand final. So we had, personally had 8 weeks off, and it was a lot of time around home, and I think everyone was keen to get started again. So we've only been going for a week. I think the next 10 or 12 days before Christmas is going to be really tough. But it'll set a good platform for the season.
What about the age of the list? I think you guys had the second oldest last year. I think there's a chance you might actually be the oldest next year. Can you be too old to attack a flag?
No, not at all. I think the sides that have won the premierships in the last decade have had a lot of experience on their side. And the experienced guys that we've got, or the old guys that we've got, are all want to improve and all got improvement in us. And you don't continue playing footy if you don't think you can improve anymore. So we all know we can get better, and just looking around the locker rooms so far in pre-season, it seems as though there's a lot of young kids there as well. So whilst the stats say we're a very old side, that is the formula to help win a grand final, but we've got plenty of youth coming through as well.
It's a hard next step to take, Drew, isn't it, from a prelim to a grand final? But from your perspective, how do you actually take that next step? Is it simply making the 4 and giving yourselves an extra chance, or is it actually you actually need to play better footy?
True. We need to play better footy earlier in the season. The last 2 years we've had slow starts, and we've had to win a lot of games in the second half of the year to probably just worry about making the finals for starters. So, the evidence keeps going back to you need to play and make top 4 and hopefully win that first week and get a rest. Hawthorn did it the hard way this year. They show that it can still be done, but we've got to make inroads in the first 10 weeks of the season, and not leave it to the last minute again.
How do you feel going into your last pre-season? Does it feel any different?
Well, hopefully there might be one more after this one. I haven't. I'm not going to sail off into the sunset quite yet, although it would be nice to sail away on the Spirit. It definitely doesn't get any easier. People think that the more pre-seasons you do, the easier it gets, but it's completely the opposite, because you've got a lot of young blokes now coming into the side to try and take your spot, and you've got to try and get fitter each year, and that's no different for me this season.
So how did you assess your own season last year? Were you happy with your own form?
No, I wasn't. No, the start of it was slow. Didn't contribute enough on the scoreboard early. It's more than kicking goals. My role in this side, it's to put pressure on it, to be a target and take marks and do all those things as well. But ultimately, I need to be hitting the scoreboard, and I had a really ordinary first 8 weeks of the year. So it sort of reflected the side's slow start. So definitely my focus in the new year is to worry about getting a kick in the first month of the season.
Does that mean you're the barometer?
Well, no, I didn't want it to sound like that. Did I make it sound like that? No, I don't think I'm the barometer at all. But no, I need to make sure that I'm one of the contributors in that front part of the season.
Is playing game 300 in the back of your mind though? It's a nice little gem to have when you do finish your career.
It'd be like you said. Once I finish my career, I'll appreciate it more. I'll look at some of the 300 game players at North: Simpson, Archer, Brent Harvey. There's a whole heap of lists. Schimmelbusch as well. So when I'll hopefully join those names, I feel a bit uncomfortable in being associated in the same breath as those names. And even coming here today, I was briefed on what I might be asked about, and I was told that 300 might come up, and I was sort of like, well, what's 300? What do you mean? And then I was told that I'm playing my 300th this year, so that's as probably far away. That's how back it is, deep in my mind at the moment.
You look very thin, Drew. Have you lost a bit of weight?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I have. I've probably lost from our prelim weight last year to where I'm now. I'm probably 4.5 kilos lighter. So it's easy to put on weight. Like I can easily put on weight in a couple of weeks. No worries about that. So I'm just trying to be a little bit lighter this time of year. Make sure I'm running really well. Not carrying any sort of extra weight that I don't need, and then over the next couple of months I'll hopefully put on some strength in the gym.
You talk about 300 being at the back of your mind. What's at the front? Is it ultimate team success?
Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah, I'd give up every single game bar one to play in a premiership. That's one of the most one of the biggest thing you strive for in your whole career is just to win a flag. So, but even before that, you break things down to worrying about our next 10 days of training, which we just had outlined to us today, and it's going to be really hard. So, have a really good 10 days of training and have a good break over Christmas again.
What are you not looking forward to the most then the next 10 days? Is there anything specific?
Yeah, hopefully it's not too hot. We've got a lot of hard running sessions across the next 10 days, which you get so much satisfaction out of completing, and I know that all the players want to do every single session across the pre-season. I'm the same. Last year I missed a few before Christmas with a minor ankle injury, but and it might have affected the start to last year, but just ticking off every single session is really important, no matter how long you've played.
Could I just ask you, with your Players Association hat on, obviously the Dustin Martin story is pretty topical.
Yep.
How do you feel about how it's played out and the sort of image it casts players in, and the debate about what sort of penalty something like that should attract?
Yeah, no, I haven't followed it too closely, but I'm aware of what went on. I know that Richmond have said that they're going to, they have handled the situation really well. They've admitted that there was a mistake made by one of their players, and I think it's best left to them and their capable administration staff and footy department staff to handle it. I don't think it's really up to players and other clubs to be making too much comment on what's going on.
Kevin Bartlett this morning said a 12-month suspension was appropriate. Just, from a sort of, again, from Players Association point of view, does that sort of penalty sound a bit draconian to you, or do you think that's fair enough?
So was that a 12-month playing suspension? Shouldn't play for the year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds a little bit dramatic to me. I can understand that he's sort of can hold his own opinion. That's fine, but I'm sure there'll be some education involved, which I think will resonate more with the player involved than just kicking them out the door for 12 months.
Daniel Wells, Drew, how important is it that he gets back to form and fitness for the team this year?
Yeah, he'll be like a mature age recruit for us, Wellsy. Yeah, he's running well at the moment. He looks really fit. So he's probably a bit of a forgotten man almost. He'll be really important for us this year, and he'll be able to help Brent Harvey and Sean Higgins with that run and carry. Jed Anderson as well looks really smooth and quick, and I think he'll be able to give us some really good run from the wing and half forward. So we should be a bit of a quicker side in 2016. Wellesley will have a big say in how well we go in this season.
Has he done it pretty tough over the last couple of years? He obviously hasn't played much footy.
Yeah, very tough, yeah, of course. I mean, injuries, they are the hardest things to deal with as a footballer. And when you have basically 2 years of injuries, I can only begin to imagine how hard he's been feeling. But he's still really positive at the moment, and I can see some excitement in him already. It's just about sort of quelling that and bringing it out sort of when the NAB Cup starts in Feb.
What about the captaincy, mate? How high up is that on the agenda? You spoke about priorities before. How high up is that to get sorted kind of before Christmas?
Yeah, I think Landry Swallow's still captain, and it'll remain that way. Haven't had any conversations or heard any talk around our football club as to whether there'll be a plan. I know that down the track, of course, someone will take over. When that is, I don't know.
Why do you think there's so much speculation about seemingly every club's captain at the moment?
Yeah, well, I think unless you win the premiership or play in a grand final, that the leadership's always looked at. So I think it's probably just it's a summertime topic, really. I think that everyone's given a bit of a run, and I reckon that's where it's at.